everyone attention, please? May I have everyone attention, please?
Quiet!
May I have everyone attention, please? Beginning with my far right, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Throw everybody out.
You two scoot down here.
Oh, I got the go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Come on, go, guys. We'll have it.
You're going to be in a...
Yeah, we'll come after 3. 4. We'll come after 4.
5.
And start again. Thank you. 2. And remember your number. 3, 4.
6. 3. 4. 5. 6. 1.
2.
3.
4, 5.
1.
3. Look at the signing sheet.
All the ones, we need at this station, please. Station 1, all your ones, go to this computer. All the ones, go to this computer. Start moving, please, expeditiously. All the ones, go to this computer. All the 2s, come to this computer. All the 2s, come to this computer. The rest of the room, before we get this done. All the 2s. All the 3s.
Everything is different.
Signing sheet.
But you do need to be in the viewing site of a computer. Ladies, you can just come right around and just get in viewing site of a computer, please. I won't bite. Just come in viewing site. If you can't see, walk around to a computer, please. Those with the laptops, can you raise your hand, please, for those staff that just arrived? Over here, 2. You come to me. There you go. Come to me. Go on, that's right. Center stage. That's right. All right. Ask Mr. Freedom. Find a computer. If not, come to me. There's plenty of space here. All right. We did a Wiki survey. May I have your attention, please? And one of the things is that we have a site that's in-house that has all the vital information that just that you click and at your fingertips. Those of us, a lot of us don't like to look in the manuals to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and read this. You can have it right here on the screen. Okay? So each station we need a navigator, a volunteer to navigate. Every station is expeditiously need a navigator. Okay? Over here we have one. Okay?
Are you recording this?
You look on your screen, it says, some of it says Wiki Villages. It'll say W-I-K-I. You can hear me if you listen. Yes. You keep talking, you will not hear me. Okay, good thing. Okay, can everyone see?
Yeah.
All right. Click on that icon that says Wiki Villages. Find that icon that says Wiki Villages. Just click left on that icon. I need a navigator for this table, please. Who has it?
I got it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, it's on your main desktop. It should come up, and you should see the Villages logo, and it says Villages Rehab and Nursing Center. Do everyone have that?
We'll take a hitchhiker.
That's why we're doing this. So everyone, I have the ease and understanding that it's just a matter of doing it, and it's very simple. It's nothing to be afraid of.
Huh? Do what? No, I gotta check the space. That's 100%.
Okay, the top right of that screen, it says log in. And right now we're going to swear you all the secrecy. The login is no more than the first letter of your name and your last name. So it's the first letter of your first name and your last name. So if I'm Peter Henry, it'll be P. Henry. That's the username.
Is it case sensitive? I got it.
Lowercase, please.
Put all these on the computer.
Peter Henry's not working.
And Christopher, Debbie Song.
And the password, so everyone will be on the same accord, the password is password. Yeah. I know, write it down. The password is password.
You do not need to log in. You do not need to log in to do a search. You do not need to log in to do a search. You only need to log in to edit. You do not need to log in to search to view the information that's on here.
Okay. Log in. Like that. Yeah.
In order to do the search, you don't have
You better stop looking at check that floor.
Okay, so once you get that page, you don't have to log in. You log in to edit only. I'm learning as we do this as well. You go into the upper right and say search. Also, you can go down where it says site map, and it'll give you a listing of the information that's in here. So right below where it says log in, it says site map. Click on the site map. And on to the left of that screen, it'll show you all of the information that's included in our Wiki site. You see it? Are we there?
Yeah, we're in.
We're in? Thank you, David. We in, we in right here? Okay, we in? All right, so let's do, which one we like to see? Let's go to Liberty Fund. Liberty Fund. I know everyone's not familiar with what the Liberty Fund is. So go to Liberty Fund. This is a freedom that we have to assist our residents only. It's a $20 purchase that they may need as an emergency. That you go to the front desk, get the $20, bring the receipt back with that resident name and room number on, and you'll get reimbursed.
And so if you forget about it, it's right there.
Oh, there it is. In my map.
Now to change, go up to the search box and let's do levels. Levels, L-E-V-E-L, levels. Levels.
What do we do? Levels.
And there's different levels. There's levels for CNAs, there's levels for dietary, and also levels for housekeeping. So each, depending on the one that you have interest in, you click. If it's CNAs, click on that, and it'll show you the layout of the levels, what's the requirement for each one.
Also, Nurse Practice Act is on
The Nurse Practice app is on there as well.
What you said at the end there?
The Nurse Practice Act is
The
on
Nurse
there.
Practice application is on there.
Florida Nurse. So the Florida Nurse Practice Act is on there. So if there's a question at all about the Florida Nurse Practice Act or about our regulations, they are all on the Wiki site. So you don't have to go searching anywhere else. It's right here at your fingertips. And any of the computers, all the computers should have an icon for the Wiki site right there. So see here, here's the entire Nurse Practice Act is up here. It has a wealth of information. It has how to unclog G-tubes, where to find supplies. There's a whole list of supplies and where they are normally found. You can do a search for any kind of supply in the building, and you can find, and it'll tell you where it's found, in which closet, where it is in the building. Yeah. That's not for you. It's for the nurses. Don't you try something that's not in your practice act, okay, Wiki?
I know you want everything. Read the Nurse Practice Act first, and
So, and if there's anything on here that you guys want to request to be on there, put it in tells and we will add it. So you don't have to, you can find me or anybody else, or put it on tells and we will add that information to the Wiki site. Whoops, sorry.
Miss Debbie, who, in Tells, who we put it under, your name?
Put it under my name.
Could we have like a for sale, kind of thing, this tab in there? They did that at the Villages Hospital on their.
That's a cool idea, actually. I like that idea. Yeah, no, we could do that. No, that's a really good idea. Because it's either for sale or for free. Because some people need stuff and some people want stuff. So, I got a lot of for free stuff. Okay, put it there. That would be fun. That would encourage people to go to the Wiki site.
Yeah, I didn't even know that we could do on there. This is only accessible if you are in the facility on the village's Corp or village's guest Wi-Fi or direct. So you cannot get to this site if you are out of the building.
for obvious reasons. We don't want some other company, copying all our policies and procedures, because all of our policies and procedures are on this site. All the facilities policies, including disaster planning.
Download that app on our phone?
No, you can't.
Only in-house because of HIPAA. It's only for in-house.
Right. But you can pull it up on any computer. Any computer icon you can use. And all the laptops have the icons too.
Okay.
I'm sorry? Oh, no, so we're going to talk about
We're gonna get an actual update of what's happening right now with Hurricane Dorian.
So starting here. Okay, they're expecting it to be a 4 right here. Right now, they're expecting a Cat 4. Look, there's nothing in its way. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 5 by the time it hits there. But right now, they're forecast for it to be a 4. Depends on what happens with it overnight. For those of you who are not aware, we are a special needs shelter. We open our doors to the community for both Lake and Sumter County. Lake and Sumter County. Now, right now it's forecast, I just watched the latest update for the winds in our area to be too much for driving at about 8 a.m. on Monday morning. So that means anybody who's scheduled for day shift on Monday needs to be here before the winds pick up. So you got to be here in time. Hopefully it'll dry, this is a 1 right here. So by then, hopefully the winds die down, it dissipates and it goes away.
What about the ones on 311?
So 3 to 11, you have to be here before the winds pick up. So that might mean before 8 a.m. on Monday.
Might have to stay the night then.
You might have to stay the night then. That's right. You might get stuck. We
Go ahead, Grace.
do accommodate.
I was just asking a question.
So we do accommodate. Listen up. Listen up. That's a requirement. You guys volunteer for healthcare. That's what we do. You can bring children, pets. You bring in crates and put them out in the maintenance area. We are probably the safest place within quite a big area. The whole building is made of concrete and steel, and it's designed so the winds don't come off. The last hurricane 2 years ago was right on top of us. Came right over the eye, everything came right over the top of us, and we kept everything intact. And we had a building full of special needs patients.
You better knock on wood.
Yes?
Did they come in finally? Did they ever come in yet?
And we had some special needs patients. The ones that their generator blew away, they had the ambulances lined up, but the wind speed got too high and they couldn't move them. Yeah, so that was really bad. Because they had a bunch of oxygen-dependent patients that were suffering.
The question is, I'm off Monday, but I got to do Tuesday, so she gonna be almost all good.
I don't know, we're gonna have to watch the forecast. The forecast is not clear yet, it's not, at when we'll be able to drive.
So, if worst come to shove, I'll sign them out Monday.
That's right.
You just be in here by 8 a.m. Monday.
Bring your blow-up mattresses. We have a daycare over in the multi-purpose room. We take care of the kids. We don't take care of your animals. You'll have to walk out into the blowing rain or whatever it is to go take care of your animals that are in the shed. But you can put them in crates in the maintenance shed, and it's very safe out there. Of course, bring all the comforts of life.
They sit out in the park.
Is the shed air conditioned? I don't think it's on a generator.
It's not gonna matter.
Parts of it is, okay. So the spouses can come in. I would suggest they bring their own food. We do feed employees. We will definitely feed employees and employees that are here, but bring food for your families and the comforts of home for your families. Bring, you know, bed linens and things like that, and bring snacks, and, you know, we have food, but, you know, it's going to be what it is, what it is. It's not going to be something that you're going to be able to make choices on.
Can I bring my dogs?
If you put them in a kennel, in a
You got a spare room for the kennel?
yes, we do, the maintenance shed. We just talked about that, yeah.
5 foot by 4 foot, each one.
You might have to put a tarp over it.
So, I don't work Monday. Am I required to come in on Monday?
You are not. If you do not work on Monday, you're not required to come in unless you're required to be here for your next scheduled shift. Okay? So if you're scheduled for 7 to 3 on Tuesday and the winds and
Hopefully.
it depends on how slow moving the storm is. Remember, Monday might turn into Tuesday, so it might be that it hits us later on Monday because it does start to slow down as it strengthens. Right now, it's tightening, and it also depends on how big the storm is, how massive. You guys remember
Michael.
the big one that like covered the state? Andrew was bigger than the state. It was huge. So even though it was down here, we had wind effects all the way up into Tallahassee and Jacksonville. So, you know, 300 miles away. Some storms are so small that, you know, 50, 60 miles away, you're not really feeling the effects until it starts moving across the state. My weather map.
So is she coming in Monday or Tuesday?
We really don't know. They really don't know. Right now, the forecast is between 8 a.m. and noon on Monday. That is going to make landfall.
Debbie,
Yeah.
I did talk to Marion County. I did say if we were on our way to a facility to carry our badges, and they will let us go. If they're starting to shut roads down, they will let nurses through.
Yeah.
Lake County will too, and sometimes they'll provide an escort.
Yep.
It all
They
depends.
did that last year because there was trees down when I came down 466 the next morning, and I said, I gotta get to work, and they're like, oh, okay. Just watch that.
Now, if it's not safe, if there's a power line across
Yeah,
the
they'll
road,
reroute you. It's
you're not going to be able to get here. So let's make sure, you know, just be smart about it. You're required to be here for your shift. You don't show up for your shift, and that is grounds for termination. Okay?
Now, I
You
have
got to be here for your shift.
I'm working the
Now, if
devil.
we're gonna be here in this facility, 9 chances out of 10, somebody's gonna ask us to do something. Are we clocking in when we get in here?
No, actually, when you're off the clock, I mean, we've done this a few times already. And unless I wake you up and say, hey, Megan, we need you, then you clock in and come to work, yes. And that's a possibility in the middle of the night. If we get a bunch of special needs patients all of a sudden, because last year in the middle of the hurricane, a generator blew away for the special needs shelter for Lake County, just right over here off Rolling Acres Road. So we woke everybody up, we got all prepared for these patients to come in. We had 20 electrically dependent patients, some G-tubes, some, and one was on an assisted ventilator, you know, oxygen dependent. And the winds got up too high where the ambulances couldn't move. They loaded them up, but the ambulances couldn't bring them here. Now, that was pretty scary. That was pretty scary. They had to try and figure out what to do with them there without any electricity.
Yeah, it's one day that we gotta sacrifice just to get through this. That's all.
That's right. It's one day to get through this. That's absolutely right.
Still need me?
And now bring your blow-up mattresses. We have designated areas. We turn the lights off. You know, you guys can, we have a big slumber party if you don't think you can get in Monday morning. It just depends on the timing of the storm. Does everybody have When I Work on their phone? That's going to be our main means of communication.
Yes.
Everybody make sure you can access When I Work on your phone. So you know about what time. I'm going to keep you updated as we get additional updates. Right now, the next update isn't until 5 p.m. It's every 6 hours. But as we get closer to the storm, I think tomorrow they're going to go to every 3-hour updates from the National Hurricane Center as we get closer. The National Hurricane Center should be the only place you get information. All the networks try and Oh, they try and make crazy claims and try and, you know, they have all these spaghetti graphs and they have, this is the forecast for the National Hurricane Season. But as you can see, it's not too narrow as to where it's going to make landfall. It's basically the whole state of Florida. And no matter where it hits, we will have some effects from it. Even if it skirts down here, down in the Keys, we still will have some effects from it. Maybe not enough that we'll all have to come in, hopefully not, and maybe not enough that that we'll still be able to drive.
So it's a white storm, white.
What's that?
This storm is widening, so.
Yeah, we're in the calm one.
Almost 300 miles wide now.
Yeah, that's the
I
cone.
don't know how much more the cold can take.
Yes.
Michael got it this year.
I live in Minnesota, so I don't.
So you better get here soon then. All right, any questions?
So if we're off and the weather that bad, we still can manage it.
Absolutely. If you're off and you feel like you need a place to hunker down, we are open to you. We are open to any staff that want to come in. We had several staff last year, and plus, the big plus is we will always have air conditioning.
Yeah.
And we'll have water. At my house, when I lose power, I lose water. So, and after the last storm, we had staff sleeping here for about 2 weeks after the storm because we still didn't have power.
Debbie, the family members are active too, and then they can come in and stay with their.
Absolutely, the family members can come in. Tell them to bring in their own chair to sleep in. We're going to run out of recliners. The recliners are going to be for special needs clients. That's going to be the priority, is for the special needs clients to have the recliners. We don't have that many empty beds to place them in. And right now, Advent Health and Central Florida Health Alliance are both having conference calls tomorrow morning. They're going to be sending out all their less acute patients so that they have room in the hospital for more acute patients, for anybody that they need to bring in and triage because of the storm. You know, people get out there and try and do dumb things during a storm. They think now's the time to fix that roof, or now's the time to tie this down, or, you know, cut those branches. That's right, now's not the time to cut those branches. Today is, tomorrow is, not Sunday. Yes, they tend to do dumb stuff, fall off the roof, and then, you know, impale themselves with something and need acute. Yes, ma'am. Questions? No?
If you live in a mobile home, you will want to come in here if that storm is a Cat 3 or 4.
Yes, you will. Or a low-lying area. Any mobile homes or low-lying areas, they will evacuate. They've already talked about that in Lake County. Yes, ma'am. No, the patients can stay anywhere they want to. We will have free will to move around. I mean, it's gonna happen over a number of hours, so the facility is safe. Unless there are tornadoes that are spawned, and of course we'll be keeping our weather, you know, all our weather radios. We have weather radios in every area of the facility as well as the front. So if there's a tornado that's spawned, the tornado alert will go off, and then we'll close all the blinds. We'll get them away from windows. We'll do what we need to do for a tornado.
We did that one.
Did we have the weather radios last time?
Yes. Yes.
I guess it was on the floor. I didn't hear it.
You'll hear it. It's loud. Yeah, it's loud. Loud alerts. Any other questions? Again, children are allowed, pets are allowed in kennels only. In crates.
In the shed.
Huh?
In the shed.